I just fixed the Giants quarterback situation, and you're going to hate it, and you're going to hate me. I'm Dr. Lou. I'm not really a doctor. Welcome to my wife's basement. It's her basement because she gets the house in the divorce. So why play games here? Of course, she'll never leave me. I'm a prize. Now it's a tough time to be a Giants fan. The Eagles just won the Super Bowl. The Eagles have been good for a long time. They won the Super Bowl, I don't know, a few years ago, right? They kicked the shit out of the Patriots or something with Nick Foles. I don't remember that year that was. I'm really fucking old. Now, the Commanders are also in the NFC Championship. The Cowboys still have CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. And they will probably draft Gianti at running back. They will have some heavy pieces. They still have a pretty good quarterback on their side, too. Not that you need a great quarterback. This is my point. Jalen Hurts is not a great quarterback. I think he's a strong leader. I think he's a tough bastard. But he's not a great passer. He's not a great quarterback, in my opinion. And the Eagles are absolute fucking world beaters. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Harry Roseman will make void years into the 22nd century if it means signing players. The other thing is that the Eagles, for some reason, get the best player on the consensus big board every time they come up to draft. It's that kind of shit, you know. Cooper DeJean is went to the Eagles at number 40. He's a first-round grade. He goes to the Eagles at 40 because every other team in the NFL is too cute with their own processes. Oh, this is our draft board. We're going to go with our evaluations and ratings. No. The Eagles just go with what everybody thinks is the best fucking pick, and they just grab them. They don't get too cute. I kind of lost my train of thought with this shit. You know what else? The Eagles were the only other team interested in Saquon Barkley. Well, wouldn't you say shame on every other team in the NFL for not going out and get a guy who's going to run for 2,000 yards a season? Why are the Eagles the only team that are going to go get him? So, yeah, the Eagles just do common sense things. They take the best consensus player. They don't go off script and look at their stupid and be like, no, our ratings say this guy's a first round pick. So we're going to go get him instead of Cooper DeJean. So, and when they sign free agents, they're like, how much money you want? Okay, how are we going to fit that into the cap? Oh, we got to give you void years until the next century. That's okay. The salary cap keeps going up. It hasn't caught up to them yet. That's what happens when you got a nice Jewish boy from Brooklyn as your general manager. And a nice Italian man as your head coach and your defensive coordinator. Possibly the best defensive coordinator. Well, one of the best. Let's not get crazy. Let's not abuse the GOAT word. Fangio's pretty good. He's not Belichick. Now, the quarterback situation for the New York Giants. There has been some speculation that the Tennessee Titans are willing to deal the number one pick. There is also speculation now that the New York Giants are going to trade into that number one position. They'll have to give up a lot of assets. It's rumored that to make up the value, the Giants will have to give up obviously a pick swap. They'll have to give up the number 3 pick. They get the number 1 pick in return. The additional capital will be either a second-round pick and a third-round pick, which will be a high second-round pick. That'll be the 34th overall pick, and I think it will be the first pick in the third round. Or they can give them a third and next year's number 1. It's a lot of capital, I think, and everybody else thinks, to move up 2 spots. But if Cam Ward, you think, is the guy, then is there any price that's really too high? Cam Ward kind of had that Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels year, where he wasn't in the first round conversation at the beginning of the season and skyrocketed to number 1 overall. Those 2 quarterbacks did pretty good themselves. So I really do like Cam Ward's makeup a lot. And if it's for Cam Ward, I guess I mean, I don't want to give up the 34th overall pick. But I mean, if you have to give them next year's 1, I mean, if next year's 1 is the top 10 pick, that's hard to swallow. You're probably better off just giving them both day 2 picks, second and third round. to trade up for Ward if you think he's that good. The other side of the conversation, or the other side of the argument, and the more logical side of the argument is that Cam Ward isn't that far away from the rest of the pack. And Shedeur Sanders is not that far away from the rest of the pack. And I'm going all the way down to, I think his name is Kyle McCord. I know it's McCord from Syracuse. You know, from Ward all the way down to McCord, and there's Will Howard there. And, I mean, Dylan Gabriel doesn't have the measurables to be a top, a day 2 pick, a day 1 or day 2 pick, because he's just not big enough. However, he's definitely got the experience, and he's got a good enough arm. So, yeah. You know what? And Sanders isn't very big or fast either. So, is the gap between Sanders and Dylan Gabriel that big? Dylan Gabriel could be a 4th round pick Dylan Gabriel could also be a 6th round pick. And Shedeur Sanders is not very far away from Dylan Gabriel. On the other side, Shedeur Sanders is not very far away from Cam Ward. And the Titans, who need a quarterback, are willing to trade out and give up the quarterback. What does that tell you about the quality, the blue chip quality, not the quality of the prospects? There's going to be good quarterbacks in this draft. What does that tell you about the blue chip quarterback prospect? It's not there. The Titans don't want them. Sanders and Gabriel aren't very far apart. Here's what I suggest the Giants do. The New York Giants signed Davante Adams in free agency. And you know where I'm going with this. The New York Giants make a trade. They trade the 3rd overall pick down to number 9. The New Orleans Saints come up to number 3. The Saints trade the Giants the 9th pick. They trade the Giants a 2025 3rd round pick. They trade the Giants a 2026 2nd. And they also give the Giants Derek Carr. The Giants and the Saints work out salary cap negotiations to try to get Derek Carr's cap number manageable. The Saints will be eating money in this trade. However, the Saints will be out of the Derek Carr business, and the Saints will be getting Shedeur Sanders in all likelihood. At least they'll be in the conversation. At least they'll be up there at number 3, ready to get a quarterback, ready to get Derek Carr's replacement. The Giants, in return, get Davante Adams. They get Derek Carr, who is a very serviceable quarterback, and a quarterback who gets a very bad reputation in this league. He's also a terrific leader. His teammates absolutely respect him. Derek Carr gets respect when he comes to the New York Giants. Derek Carr is a gunslinger when he comes to the New York Giants. Derek Carr has Davante Adams and Malik Neighbors when he comes to the New York Giants. This is the Derek Carr wins games on the New York Giants. The New York Giants do get themselves out of a position where they have to pick a quarterback and face the pressure of getting it wrong, or just getting it wrong, or just taking a quarterback that's not worth the number 3 pick. The Giants instead have the 34th overall pick in the 2nd round and can get a quarterback in the 2nd round. Make no mistake, Jackson Dart is Gardner Minshew. Jackson Dart is getting the affection and the romance that comes with people falling in love with draft picks because it's draft season. Jackson Dart and Gardner Minshew are not far apart at all. The Giants don't need to get. I'm not sure Jackson Dart's going to go in the 1st round, and if he is a 1st round prospect, he will go. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the pros are going to evaluate the quarterbacks correctly, and the Giants are going to have a pick in the 2nd round of a quarterback if they're desperate to bring somebody up behind Derek Carr. But now you have that veteran bridge. You have a player that the locker room is going to get behind. You draft the next quarterback behind Derek Carr in the later rounds where the value is there. You take the best player available at 9th overall, which the Giants have a lot of needs. And we're not even talking about free agency where the Giants will plug up holes. This is what the Giants need to do. I don't know if they'll do it. I think fans are more scared that they'll trade up to number 1 for Ward and give up the future, or they'll get Sanders at 3. However, with Carr and Devontae Adams and the quarterback of the future drafted in the middle rounds, this is a much better path, and the additional draft capital of a third-round pick and a second-round pick from the Saints. This is the path that the Giants need to take to rebuild their team and establish a winning culture. I think the Giants are better off competing. Listen, if the Giants if the man was there in the first round for the Giants, I would say take the man. But I'm not sure the man is there. This plan gives the Giants the veteran bridge. It gives the Giants the future quarterback. It gives the Giants a chance to get the future quarterback next year. It gets the Giants additional capital. It gives the Giants a chance to fill out their roster. It gives the Giants a chance to compete. This is undoubtedly the best plan for the Giants to take in this draft. This is the solution to the Giants' quarterback problem. Disagree in the comments. Like and subscribe for more absolute Giants insanity. We're having fun here. We have to have something. It's either that or a fifth of Jack Daniels watching this goddamn team. So until next time, I'm Dr. Lou. I'm not really a doctor. And I'll see you in the next one.